What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Matt Gifted Hands back to you with another banger. And let's go ahead and unrag this client. He's been woofing for about 3 months. And yes, all these videos that I've been dropping has been around a 3-month, 4-month woof. But it's because of quarantine, y'all. If I didn't cut my clients before the quarantine, they were on a good 3-4 month woof. So let's go ahead and start to comb out this hair pattern. I want to lift the waves. That way I can cut the hair with the grain and the guard will go through it more evenly. But get like a fine-tooth comb, brush out that woof, and then you cut it with the grain. Now, you've seen in my videos and previous videos cutting waves, there's some times where I'll cut against the grain as well. I've cut his hair against the grain with like a 4 or 5 guard, and then I went with the grain with a 1.5 just to see what it would do. And it may have been that I'm just creating more work for myself, but I feel like sometimes going against the grain on waves is beneficial on some waivers, not all waivers. This particular client didn't like the way it grew out. The cut was straight, but he didn't like the way it grew out after going against the grain, so we never did that again. But what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm taking a 1.5 with the grain. So he does a 1 open, a 1 guard open with the grain. We're gonna do a ball taper on the sides, and we're gonna line him up. No color enhancement, all natural. We're gonna keep the lineup as natural as possible. And let's go ahead and knock this hair down all the way through evenly. Be careful around the crown area. Make sure you brush that hair down. Figure out that pattern. That way you don't cut against the grain and create a bald spot. There are some clients where you might have to use a higher guard in the crown area, but his crown is pretty good with the 1.5. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this canvas is not the easiest to cut when it comes to a taper. You can see in the back of the neck where his hair grows different ways, and that's on every client. You may have some perfect canvases, but then again, you have a lot of challenges and obstacles to get through to create a nice blend. And to be honest with you guys, this client could be a challenge for me. His hair pattern could be a challenge for me, especially the front lineup. And he comes to me for that reason. Those clients find you for that reason, guys. They find a barber that can benefit their special needs, I guess. If they have light spots, if they have a type of texture of hair that some barbers just can't cut, so they go to you because you know how to cut their hair. You know what I mean? Like, clients notice stuff like this, so that's why this client keeps coming back to me, because I don't push his lineup back. I give him a blurry taper. I know how to cut his hair. I've been cutting his hair for 7 years, guys. 7 years. Since I've been here in Tampa, Florida, I've been cutting his hair. I watch his son grow up. I watch his son stay young while I get old. But right here, after I cut down the hair, guys, especially with waves, to clean the scalp, to make those waves pop, I use Fresh Heads Hair Tonic. It's not a sponsored video or nothing like that. It's just a product that I like using. It smells amazing. And it just makes those waves pop while cleaning the scalp and cleaning the hair. Any kind of oil or dirt that needs to be removed from the scalp or the head, this is what that does. And then I just give it a slight brush session and get those waves locked down and laid down. And I'm just prepping myself for that taper fade. In the words of Get Beam, I'm prepping this canvas for the kill shot. You dig? This was probably the first week back from quarantine. Again, guys, I got videos for days. This is how you know I got videos in the chamber. And what I'm doing right here is I'm removing bulk. That way I can start my fading system for the taper. I like to do this to remove bulk. That way I don't have to blend. Sorry guys, my wife is calling me. I don't have to blend into longer hair. Now I know what exactly I'm blending into, and that's a number 3. And if it's not a 3, I think I did a 2 open. but more than likely it was a number 3. And I'm going against the grain just to remove that bolt. Yes, I just curved my wife's phone call on a voiceover. She gonna beat me up, but I told her I was doing a voiceover. Love you, babe. Alright, so I created my first guideline with my cordless wall detailers. And now I have my clipper and I have the lever all the way open to create my next guideline. Right underneath that, right here, I put it in the middle to remove that bottom line and then close it to completely remove the line. Now, where that dark line is at, you're gonna take your one open and create yourself another guideline. So from the lever open, no guard, you go about 1/2 inch to an inch, put it in the middle to softly remove that bottom line, and then close it and you'll see it disappear as so. And then you may find yourself doing trigger play, lever play. Open, middle, close, put it in the middle, just finding your areas where you need to open and close. Now, one open, so your one guard open, which is a 1.5, go up another 1/2 inch, and then where it's light at, you're gonna start attacking that line. It's not gonna remove itself all the way because you have a 1/2 guard to remove that with, but after the lever open on the one, you put it in the middle and then close it to softly kind of erase that line that the 1.5 left behind. But then again, like I said, you're gonna come back with your 1/2 guard or your 1/16 guard, depending on what system you're using. Since I'm using wall, it is my 1/16 guard. I believe, and this is 0 guard. And then this is a 1.5. Normally I'll jump to a 2, but I believe since like I said, I think I used a number 2 guard to remove bolt. So I didn't have to use that. I just used my 1.5 to blend in to whatever I used to remove the bolt. And then right here, you saw me take like a number 3 guard and kind of go over the ear into the other side of the taper, because you don't want those long hairs sticking out. You don't want it too bulky around the ear line. You want to make sure you have a nice crispy lineup. And in order for that to happen, taper down right behind the ear. And it also makes it look like the side taper belongs with the back taper. So this is a 1/2 guard, guys. I started with the lever open, and now I'm attacking whatever the one left behind. Whatever the one left behind, I'm not gonna go higher than that. I'm gonna stay right at that lightness that needs to be removed, or that darkness rather. And this is gonna bring your blend together. Open, middle, close. Man, everybody blowing me up. Try and do a voiceover. Let me live. Alright, so same steps. I'm doing a 1.5 against the grain with that 1.5 guard open, lever open. And I'm blending into that number 2.5. And I'm using those corners. Notice how I use those corners to get into those tight areas, also while stretching the skin. And then right here, since I did the other side, basically I knocked that one panel, I'm gonna do this side, same steps. Open, middle, close. Now we're working down. After I soften up that area with the one open and put it in the middle and then closed it, I'm gonna bring my 1/2 guard and bring that blend together. And that creates that contrast of light, medium, dark. It's not gonna be light, dark. You want some gradiency. And in my previous video before this, I explained how to do that, how to stack your blends, how to bleed your blends together. So if you don't understand what stacking your blends means, you need to watch that video, the one before this one. But yeah, guys, this is a challenging client for me, and it's not the, particularly the actual client. It's the haircut, the type of hair texture that he has, and just going around certain things to make sure that his hairline looks full, the taper's on point, and that's okay. I love challenges, and again, that's why my client sticks with me, because I look out for him in those areas. I don't just cut his hair, you know what I mean, and send him on his way. I look out for those things. And like I said, clients will notice that. That's why they keep coming back to you. Alright, so we're going to do the side taper now. I created my first guideline using my trimmer, and Today he wanted more of a mid-high taper. He usually does a low taper with a C cup, but he stated to me before the haircut during the consultation that he wanted a mid-high taper, so remove the C cup area. And that's what I'm doing. So started with the trimmer, then I went to the lever all the way open, no guard, and now I'm using my one guard lever all the way open. And make sure you get behind that ear, guys. It typically tends to be a little bit dark in that area, so if you taper that behind the ear, it looks like it belongs to the back taper. It doesn't look like light, dark, light. You want to make sure you get behind that ear taper, or that ear rather. And it's the same steps, guys. Open, middle, close. Same guard system. The highest guard I use, I believe, on the side of the head is a 2 open. Then I went down to my 1.5 guard. Not the 1 guard, but the 1.5 guard. And I'm making sure I cut against the grain and across the grain, especially right behind that ear, because like I said, it tends to be darker in that area. And now I bring the blend together using my half guard. I know what y'all are thinking. I didn't record the lineup. I didn't record the neck lineup. I showed the taper. I thought my camera was recording. It's one of those YouTube fails. But it's still some great content. I showed y'all how to do the taper on these type of waves. Whenever doing the lineup, guys, you just want to make sure you have a nice brush session. Comb those hairs forward. Do some detail work with the lineup. Like I said, he did not want color enhancement, so we kept it as natural as possible. I'm not going to push back my client if he doesn't need to. Some clients like the color enhancement. Some clients just want a natural lineup. But nonetheless, I think it's crispy. Cut came out fresh. If you are new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get this channel to 100K. And as always, Team Gifted, stay gifted.